Bullet Train. 4 words to describe this movie. Brutal, entertaining, fun, and surprising. So Bullet Train stars Brad Pitt as the main man, codenamed Ladybug, an assassin whose latest mission on a bullet train in Japan finds himself up against other lethal adversaries from across the globe. And it's exactly what it sounds like. You've got many highly trained individuals and groups all clumped up together fighting for the same thing for different reasons on a compact and crowded bullet train, and the outcome finds itself derailing out of control. It's as fun as it sounds too, trust me, and it's a build-up process as well. Sure, from the start towards the middle of the movie, you've got character development and a lot of back and forth storytelling that made it feel a bit disjointed at times, right? But this is a fast-paced movie, and without that level of character development that you see, you'd end up with feeling nothing for these characters, which is not what you want. Since because of that, the storytelling makes you like most of these characters, so sometimes there's hardly even a bad guy, it's just two people you like fighting up against each other, and that made for an extremely entertaining show. And I just loved the cinematography. Some of the outfits were gorgeous, the music was bumping, and there were some pretty badass lead-ups, but even though for the first half of the movie I'd say there was mostly talking and storytelling, with some times of action, this movie builds up to a pretty epic conclusion. The whole movie just derails and spirals out of control, which is exactly what I had hoped for, and it definitely met my expectations, even if some might argue that the story is not the greatest and can be a bit confusing to follow at times. But I just kind of rolled with it, and eventually it made enough sense, but I don't believe that's what you come for when you watch this movie. You mainly come for the cast and the entertaining factor of it all, and man, it did not disappoint in those aspects. This movie is fantastically brutal. It's almost like basically Deadpool-like brutal, where there's a big hint of fun with each kill. I would also like to add that there were actually a few very surprising cameo appearances as well, 2 of which were very surprising to me, and that alone made the admission for this movie well worth it. I was just like, what? They are pretty big names in Hollywood, and many people love them as much or even more than Brad Pitt, I would say, but I'm not going to spoil it for those who haven't watched it, but just trust me. Speaking of surprises, this movie wasn't short with them. Some of the things that happened during this movie I really did not expect at all. There were maybe 1 or 2 moments where I kind of expected something and I got it, but you could tell because there was some pretty obvious foreshadowing there. But for the most part, many things happened just so suddenly and just very surprising as well. Without giving too much away, there were 2 main characters that only got a total of 10 minutes screen time and story time. And people die just so randomly when you don't really expect them to, and just stuff of that nature. That was pretty surprising. There's also almost no villain, or at least it feels that way for the majority of the time. So for the most part, this movie felt like 5 or 6 guys that you like, matched up against each other with a range of weapons and fighting in a train, this enclosed space, like a battle arena. But because of that, I did wish some things happened differently to certain characters, but for the most part, the end result was satisfying enough. Like I said, this movie has a few surprise twists and turns. And it also almost reminds me to Liam Neeson's movie, The Commuter, or a whodunit, because there's a hint of mystery in this movie, and it is also mostly set in a very compact and enclosed space. Ultimately, Bullet Train is a very entertaining movie that I highly recommend if you just want to sit back, relax, and enjoy some dumb fun. And the level of brutalness really added to the entertainment factor as well. I'm going to give Bullet Train a B+. Also, just want to let you guys know, because fuck it, why not? This is my main channel, but I just started a lifestyle/food review channel called Julian Eats Anything, and you can find it on my homepage of this channel in the featured section. I mean, it's just something that I just started that I found enjoyable, since I love food talking about it and also my life as well. And you get a lot of that in that new channel, so go check it out if you want. But I'm just leaving it here just in case any of you guys are interested. But what do we have next week? Nope. Yeah, this probably, maybe, I don't know, but I would like to say this is probably one of, if not my most anticipated movie of the year, because it's by Jordan Peele, and man, his horror movies are just something else, I'll tell you that much. Hopefully it does not disappoint, but it kind of sucks how us in Australia, man, we get this movie like 3 weeks later than the US. That really pains me. But yeah, until that time, I guess, next week. But yeah, anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think down below. Like and sub if you enjoyed. As always, feel free to check out any of my previous videos. Until next time.